It's an Eastern Conference. Matchup as the New York Knicks come into town in this one. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brent Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. And for the Heat, we've got another hometown game here in Miami.
And what you love about rivalry games, doesn't matter where the teams are in the standings. This is about pride.
Well, as much as guys talk about it and try to downplay it, we know what's at stake here. You get into the game, and then your emotions take over. Well, this Heat organization has had such a great run of success under their owner, Mickey Arison, and what Pat Riley has done to pour the foundation of the culture around Miami. This is not a team that likes to throw away any chance to compete or any season for that matter.
From about 19 feet, Valanciunas, good. On offense, here are the Heat. Slammed home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
When Bledsoe's feeding his guys, his team is much better for it. They love watching him whip the ball around the perimeter.
And memories of the Big Three era of Bosh and Wade and LeBron James still fresh, Brent, in the memory of the Heat organization.
Well, more fresh in the memory of the fans of the Miami Heat. The organization trying to do their best to move forward and move on. Of course, that team, 4 straight finals appearances, won 2 NBA championships. They want to get back to that level. They know they got to find some talent and some diamonds in the rough and trying to figure out a path to get there.
The Heat shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season. Now, here's George.
He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game.
And Middleton getting up there allows him, with that height, to get up and jam it down.
Here is Bledsoe, following the score by New York. Harris outside. 6 on the shot clock. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
Well, that's not a chance that Jokic is going to mess up. He's too good around the rim.
And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the New York Knicks. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Gibson. And Greg, what's not to like about Taj Gibson?
I mean, he's a hard worker defensively, finishes well inside, he's got the mid-range shooting touch. But what I like most, really, his unselfishness. He started, came off the bench, no complaints. This is a guy that just wants to win.
And last year for the Knicks, a bit of a throwback offense. First in the league in 2-point attempts, and second to last in the league in 3-point attempts. We'll see if the new coaching staff changes some of those numbers.
Good ball movement here by the Heat. Back to Harris. Jokic high post. He has 6. And no good that time. And New York will come the other way. And talking about the Knicks last year, definitely one of the bigger teams in the NBA.
Interesting to look down at their scoring last year, as their top 4 scorers were either centers or forwards. And that's a little bit unusual in today's game, where most of the impact's coming from your point guard or a wing player. Not the case for the Knicks, so they're looking for some backcourt help.
Here's Bledsoe. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pass to Harris. Back to Baines. Inside. Here's Jokic. And the rejection by Valanciunas. And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That's his first foul. Here's Murray. Now here's Gibson. Here's Middleton. Jokic grabs the miss. Miami trailing. And they call an illegal screen here.
And he wasn't going to get away with that one. Still in motion when he set that screen.
Yeah, really trying to sell it out there, but the official just, he ain't buying.
Outside, George. To the paint. Here's Gibson. And it's sent back by Jokic.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away, using those long arms.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Can they get it? Back to Baines. Great D that time from Gibson.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there. And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Here's Jokic. After the made shot from Jonas Valanciunas. No dice from 9 feet out.
That's a great effort on defense. He definitely rushed his shot a little bit down low.
And there's the call on Tobias Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. Now here's Crawford. And it's Bryant in the corner. Here's Harkless. A second chance effort. He takes it up and lays it in.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And Bledsoe, here we go.
Hey, I got to stay in front of Bledsoe. I love seeing when the little guy starts to fly.
Here's Crawford. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And here is Bridges. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The offensive rebound.
He seems to be forcing just a little bit out there. He needs to play a little calmer, a little smarter, with a little bit more poise if they're going to win this one.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
To the inside. And that one's good. Jokic has got 8 points.
Well, the skill set is there. Jokic, very tough cover for a lot of centers in the league because of how unique he is.
Bryant has the open look. And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an... And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you've got a huge advantage.
And the call up against Jokic. That's foul number 2 for him. Brent, we have bigs playing a different kind of game in the NBA now.
Yeah, it feels like skill is taking over. And even last year in the playoffs, so much talk for us about the idea of not being able to play a big center, right? Not being able to play a post-up center or a rim-protecting center. These players have to be mobile. They have to be able to set screens and roll down the lane, and they have to be able to switch out, most importantly, defensively to guard the most talented scorers in the league. So the center position is now becoming a more skilled position where teams take their best four-man and slide them down to the 5, a la Draymond Green or sometimes Giannis with Milwaukee, to make sure that they can make the most impact while they're on the floor.
Good example. Tries to save it. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. The Heat trail by 6. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by New York. They've led by as much as 10.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Bryant drives in. He doesn't hit that one. And it's Miami the other way. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. And that'll be the third of the 4 straight at home. Back to Jokic. 6 to shoot. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Good work defensively by Bryant.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
Harkless. And Winslow pulls it down.
It is so tough to make those kind of shots with the defense draped all over you.
And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Heat. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Crawford with the steal.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass?
And it's sent back by Jokic. The Heat trail by 6.
A tremendous opportunity for David Fizdale to re-energize his coaching career. Just that short stint he had in Memphis. He's a smart guy, a ton of charisma, which of course the New York fans are going to react to, and try to rework this roster and find some talent and push forward.
And when it came to hiring Fizdale, the Knicks went so far as to contact their former coach, Pat Riley.
Yeah, Pat, a bit of Knicks royalty with his success in the Big Apple, said this about Fizdale, that he's got a great mind and that he'll be mentally prepared for everything New York throws at him. So good choice for the Knicks, and we'll see how he performs in the big city.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well, some have nicknamed center Nikola Jokic the Joker, and he does have a lighthearted approach. He said, "This is not a job. I'm enjoying the game like a game of pickup basketball in my hometown. That's the mentality. No pressure. It's just a game." He feels that staying home helps him succeed. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. Jokic with the steal. Harkless with the steal. Here's Murray. Pass to George. Rubio right side. Got that one up quick.
Amazing how much the offense has changed around the center position and the way Jokic can see the floor.
And here is Gibson. Back to George. The steal. And here's the fast break. Jokic leading the way. There's Winslow. The Knicks pull it in. And the call up against Jokic. And that'll be his third foul so far. Pass to Gibson. Over Jokic. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Jokic. And the Heat committing a lot of money for this hard-working bunch. Brent, how do they improve from this point on?
Now it's about player development, Kevin, taking advantage of the off-season, making sure the guys are improving upon their weaknesses and staying sharp with their strengths. They're going to have to find a few more diamonds in the rough out there to add to this roster and maybe set themselves up in free agency to lure somebody down the South Beach. And we'll see if they can do that. The front office tends to get creative in that way.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
To the inside, and stolen by Murray. Here's George. Goes back up. A stupendous finish in traffic. George has got the lead up to 10 now for the Knicks.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Out to the right wing. And a wide open look for Valanciunas. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
Pass to Jokic. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Chalk up two there. Jokic has got 12 points in the game.
Jokic feeling it. Not much the D can do right now. He's in a great rhythm and is exploding offensively.
And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Heat. They trail by 11. Pass to Gibson. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Jokic.
Good job by Taj using his muscle on that shot, even when you rough him up.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. Two shots coming up.
Clearly a foul.
The Heat have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
And, you know, for all the talk about Rubio's passing, I think one thing that gets overlooked is his defense. Both his on the ball and defensive rebounding are very strong for the point guard position.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. The Heat trail by 12.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
And it's the Heat on the break. Now, here's Jokic. Over Valanciunas. And that one's good, Jokic. Jokic has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for Miami. And Chris Middleton with maybe, Greg, his best season yet in 2017-18.
It just seems like he gets better every year. A former second-round pick, now all-star caliber. He's worked extremely hard, stayed in the lab, and now we're seeing the results.
I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
Pass to Murray. Back to Gibson. Lays it up and banks it in. Gibson's got 10 points in the game.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Now Bridges, guarded by Valanciunas. Back to Jokic. Just 5 to shoot. Over Valanciunas. Jokic, no good.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Count it. He's got 16.
Jokic and body control. Hey, years ago, we wouldn't have said that. I'm saying it now.
Pass to Valanciunas. It's good. And the Knicks lead by 19.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
In the corner, it's Harris. Here's Jokic. Over Valanciunas. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Pass to Jokic. Bledsoe with it. Guarded by Valanciunas. No good from Bledsoe. Here's George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
And Paul George has made it a goal to win Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's got tremendous length and quickness, but really his pride at that end of the floor might matter even more. He just takes great pride in being a complete player.
Here's Jokic. Doesn't go for him. Nice D from Valanciunas. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Paul George does a great job changing speeds right there, and that's a huge part of his athleticism. Takes it strong to the cup and just daring a defender to come at him.
And Miami making a change here. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO. Because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Love their strategy, and they've been able to execute on it, building a huge lead.
From deep. And the call up against Jokic. That's it for him. He's fouled out of the game.
And he has to take that long, slow walk back to the bench here. He'll watch the rest of this one from the sideline. Yeah, and luckily, they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
Here's Harris after Austin Rivers scored. And there's the foul. It'll go on Mo Harkless. That's his first foul. Knicks on defense. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. New York with the ball. They're on a 20-4 run right now. And they get it back. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. And it's the Heat with the ball. The drive by Rubio. The 3. The shot, no good. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Pass to Rivers. The shot's good from Bryant.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
46 seconds left in the third. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Now Harris. And Harkless pulls it down. Stolen by Wilson. Harris outside. Rubio in the corner. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. That one goes. Count it. Wilson's got his first basket of the night.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Harris outside. And so it's the New York Knicks. Incomplete. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Pass to Spates. Deflects the pass. Stolen by Wilson. Shamet. Ball's knocked loose. So it's the Knicks now. To the paint. And Bryant slams it in.
You know, we talk so much about accurate shooting. Sometimes accurate passing can lead to great shooting. You saw it there.
Pass to Cornette. On the wing, Harris. And there's the foul. It'll go on Mo Harkless. That'll be his second foul of the game. And Miami has possession. Knocked away. Wilson. Here's Arcidiacono. Drills it from outside.
And that's good stuff from him. Nice touch.
Down low. And finished off by Bryant.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
To the inside. Caboclo. The Knicks pull it in.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Here's Arcidiacono. Do you see a lot of player tampering right now in the NBA?
Well, how do you define it, Kevin?
Well, if a player wants to go out and recruit other players that may be under contract with another team.
I see that a lot then, Kevin. I mean, it happens all the time. Players talking about what are you thinking about doing and about, wow, don't you think this would be great if we could get together on the floor in 2021? Let's try to.
But management doing it is a completely different animal.
Management cannot do it, although some teams have walked that tightrope a little bit to the point where they've fallen off in recent years. But the idea of players not ever talking to one another about the potential of being together.
Come on, right?
It's always happening.
Just two to shoot. Unable to get that one. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter.
And he completely threw the timing off on that jumper. That is how you D up.
Playing with tremendous aggressiveness without fouling. That's an excellent job.
And they've just been so comfortable at both ends of the floor. I mean, you'd almost think they're playing at home.
Well, the crowd got in here tonight and sat down, and that's where they stayed all night long, extremely poised, which has led to a monster lead.
Wilson. And gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line. And the first one drops.
You look at the New York Knicks, desperate to compete again and get themselves back into the playoffs. Remember, 1973, their last championship year, with the likes of Willis Reed, Walt Frazier, Earl the Pearl Monroe. Maybe they could use a couple of those guys now.
To the middle. Stolen by George. Shots good by Middleton.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Pass to Baines. Here's Arcidiacono. Guarded by Valanciunas. Offensive rebound. Here's Baines. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And Miami called for the foul.
That straight line drive there from Paul George. You love to see him get in that attack mode. Let's see if he can cash in now at the line.
He hits the second from the line. One thing I like about Adam Silver, he is always looking to break new ground, push the envelopes, and develop new areas of innovation.
Well, always forward thinking, and of course this league has always done that. Adam has found a new position in the league, having a chief innovation officer in place, somebody that's always examining not only how things are going in the league and maybe being adaptable to change. Oh man. Well, at 6'9", Taj Gibson has the ability to get up there and throw it down.
Bledsoe with it. Pass to Wilson. And stolen by Murray. To the middle. Here's Bridges. Rebound by Murray. Here's New York. They're on a 15-6 run.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Knicks.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for George.
Just a really solid effort on the offensive end. He was getting any shot that he wanted.
Inside. Here's Valanciunas. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And a miss there on the triple. And so the ball's out of bounds. Winslow touched it last.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Now Murray. Pass to Middleton. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.